Every NBA front office thinking they were smarter than the next guy, only to watch the one player they ignored walk into the league and start cooking stars like it's nothing. Funny how every franchise swears they knew, but somehow they all let him slip. Let's talk about the kid they slept on. You ever watch a player and immediately think, yeah, this dude wasn't supposed to fall that far? That's the exact reaction the NBA had when Matas Buzelis started hooping in Chicago, a 6'8" forward, drafted 11th overall by the Bulls in 2024. The kid didn't come in quiet. He showed up like he had something to prove. And the crazy part? Every single team picking before Chicago had a shot. They watched film, interviewed him, studied the numbers, then talked themselves out of it. Meanwhile, Matas just kept his poker face, because deep down, he knew. He knew that when you bet against somebody who's been fighting uphill since day one, you're playing a dangerous game. Before the NBA, people love to judge box scores. They don't love context. And Matas came out of a situation scouts didn't understand. The GLeague Ignite, that 2023-24 Ignite squad, yeah, they finished 232, not 2-3.2 like someone once misheard, literally 2 wins and 32 losses. That kind of record can bury a prospect's image fast. A lot of scouts panic. Some front offices saw the losses and looked away. But the ones who actually turned the film on, they saw a kid with size, feel, creativity, and patience beyond his age. He wasn't scared of the pace. He wasn't scared of physicality. And that length, that fluid ball handling, it was rare. The kind of rare you don't gamble against. Yet somehow, teams still did. And here's what makes it wild. Even in closed-door workouts, he never tried to be flashy. He wasn't doing circus moves or chasing highlight clips. He just played winning basketball. Coaches walked out whispering, "This kid sees the game different." It wasn't hype. It was maturity disguised as quiet confidence. Draft night felt like watching poker players fold kings because they were afraid someone else might have aces. Pick after pick, teams kept convincing themselves someone safer was out there. Meanwhile, Chicago sat there smiling. They didn't need to talk. They didn't need to panic. They just waited. And when the clock hit their turn, they took him 11th overall. Some analysts called it a reach. Others called it interesting upside. Nobody, and I mean nobody, predicted how fast he'd get comfortable. But Chicago, they weren't guessing. They knew exactly what they were walking into. Chicago saw more than a prospect. They saw a culture guy. Someone who shows up early, stays late, asks questions vets usually ignore. That stuff matters. Front offices pretend it doesn't until they lose to the guys who do. Chicago bet on character plus talent. Turns out that's a cheat code. Every young player has that stretch where the league punches them in the mouth. Matas had it too. Slow start, learning curve, adapting to NBA speed, all of that. But here's where you separate regular rookies from future problems for defenders. Matas didn't panic. He didn't force shots. He trusted the game. Then January hit. Late January, to be exact. January 29th, and something flipped. Suddenly, he's seeing starter minutes, 35 games to close the season. He puts up 13.3 points, 4.5 rebounds, 1.7 assists, and 1.1 blocks in 26.7 minutes. That's not rookie flashes. That's I belong here basketball. And the league noticed. First proof of concept moment, Miami Heat. February 4th, 2025. Miami Heat, veteran defenders, physical team. You know how rookies usually look against Miami? Timid, hesitant, second-guessing themselves. Not this kid. He drops 24 points, doesn't miss a single shot, 10 for 10, perfect. You ever see a gym fall silent for a second out of shock? That was the vibe. That game wasn't hype. It was confirmation, a message to every GM who passed on him. You sure you saw the right things? Then comes March 26, 2025 against the Lakers. Prime time, bright lights, big names on the other side. And Matas doesn't just show up, he erupts. 31 points, career high. And every bucket felt like another stamp on the receipts he kept from draft night. Crowd buzzing, analysts scrambling, defenders looking lost. That was the night it clicked for everyone watching. Twitter went crazy. Analysts did those overnight, we always believed takes. Fans started digging up scouting reports like treasure maps. And GMs, yeah, phones were being turned face down real quick. Nobody wants to admit they overlooked a kid who just turned the Lakers into practice cones under the lights. Wait, how did 10 teams miss this? A week later, March 29th, Dallas. Not a quiet night either. 28 points, 9 rebounds, 6 assists. That's not just scoring, that's dictating the game. That's the kind of line that screams versatility. That's winning basketball. And here's the thing, he did it without forcing shots or chasing stats. Just hooping, reading the game, playing grown man basketball at 20 years old. Some rookies need hype machines. Some need social media storms. Some need highlight edits and narrators screaming their names every play. Matas didn't. He let the floor talk, he let the work talk. And by the end of the season, the league had no choice but to acknowledge it. All rookie second team, from is he ready to he's here, and he's only getting started. What makes him different? A lot of young wings come in with size, a lot come in with handle, a lot come in with shooting streaks and flashes. Very few come in with patience, instincts, and maturity at once. Watch him operate. He doesn't rush, he doesn't panic when defenses close. He uses pace like a veteran, switch defends, creates off the bounce, and the jumper, streaky early, improving fast, and when it's on, you feel it. Just ask Miami. Why every team regrets passing now? Front offices love safe picks. They love numbers over feel. They love trying to predict the future instead of trusting raw talent. So yeah, in real time, passing didn't seem crazy. Until you watched the kid play and realized you might have overthought it. Because if you looked at 6'8" frame, ball skills, defensive length, shot creation instincts, patience and poise, that's the prototype every GM dreams about. And Chicago just sat there and scooped him up. Imagine being a franchise that needed size and playmaking, and still talked yourself out of him. Ouch. And the scary part, he's just getting started. This wasn't a lucky streak. It wasn't hype. It wasn't empty numbers on a bad team. This was built game by game, earned minute by minute, and stamped with real performances against real contenders. The league has officially been warned, and every team that thought he wasn't NBA ready, they get front row seats to watch him turn into a matchup problem for the next decade. You don't get many chances to draft a 6'8" wing who thinks the game like a vet and plays like he's already seen every coverage in the book. Chicago didn't hesitate. Everyone else? Well, mistakes happen. Some you get to fix, some you have to live with. This one feels like the kind teams lose sleep over. And the scary thing? We're not talking about a finished product. We're talking about year one. The game slowed down for him already. Imagine when he adds another offseason of strength, reps, and reads. Imagine when the jumper stabilizes. If this is the preview, the full movie might break the league. Wild how one draft night decision can age so fast, right? Crazy how the kid everyone overthought turned into the one guy they should have believed in. If you enjoyed this breakdown, show some love, drop a like, share it with another hoop fan, and hit that subscribe button so you don't miss the next story. And hey, let me know in the comments, which team do you think regrets it most? Catch you in the next one.